Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5am Club. I'm in Greece at the moment, and I'm at my wife's family's holiday house just on the periphery of Athens in a beach suburb, in an area called Porto Rafti, and we're at Avlaki, which is on the south side of Avlaki. And this is my bolt hole. This is where I love to come, even if it's just for a day. I'd travel from Australia just to spend a day here because it's truly a magnificent place. That little beach over there is called the Plaz. It's an organised swimming area where you can come and I think it's €7 for the day, and you've got a chair facility, you've got canteen, you've got showers and toilets. But what I love most about this part of Greece is that you can come here, you can swim, you can admire the magnificent, predictable, guaranteed sunrises. As you can see, the sun's rising over that little island, and in the background there you can see the landmass of Evia. And for those who are not here, you can probably hear the cicadas. It is a beautiful balmy morning, and the sun has come up at 6:15, and the last light will be around about 9 o'clock tonight. So you're getting 15 and a half hours of daytime that you can use to your heart's desire. Whilst Athens and Greece is known as a PM sort of city with a bustling nightlife, I was up till 12 o'clock last night, believe it or not, grabbing with my wife a souvlaki, some chips and some drinks, and it was like peak hour traffic with people swarming everywhere, people walking everywhere, but not just tourists. What we're talking about here is the locals, because the Athenian lifestyle is something to be commented on. Whilst there are people who spend thousands of dollars chasing the Santorini sunset, I'm here to tell you today that there is an alternative. You've got places like where I am here on the outskirts of Athens, 35 kilometres from Athens, half-hour bus trip or a half-hour car trip, and you come here and you're in absolute paradise, especially if you're a person like myself who loves getting up early in the morning and savouring this gift from God, the sunrise and the sunsets, the moon rises, the moon sets, and these tranquil, protected waters. What I will do shortly is I'll go for a swim, and I'll swim from one side of the bay to the other. In times gone past, I would swim from the beach here at Panorama all the way out to that island to the left of the sun and back. It's a 2k swim. And once I actually even swam all the way around this point to the other side. I was swimming for 3 hours non-stop. And it's only just this time when I've come here and I've looked at it, I've said to myself, how the hell did I do that? It is a remarkable feat. Something that you could only have courage to do in a country like Greece, where the waters are buoyant. The Aegean, where I'm swimming here and where we're taking this video, this is the Aegean. The waters are buoyant, they're warm, there's no current or tide to contend with, and if there is, it's very mild. There's hardly any swell, and this part of Greece here, this part of Athens, this part of Attica is protected because you've got these mountains all around. So if it's windy in one place, you just go to another place which is protected and secluded, and you can enjoy the gifts and to really make the most of this part of the world. As I said before, there are people who spend thousands of dollars climbing upon ferries, chasing Santorini sunsets and the fakery of places like Mykonos. Whereas you've got everything you need here in Athens and the surrounding suburbs. You don't have to pay thousands of dollars being secluded and being trapped on a ferry boat or on an island and having to battle with crowds of tourists, cranky tourists, when you can spend time being with the locals and living the Athenian lifestyle. There's never been a time in the history of Greece where leaders throughout the world, be they kings, be they queens, be they dictators, tyrants, emperors, empresses, who wanted a piece of this jewel to put in their crown. For me, Athens is Greece, always has been and always will be, and it's something that needs to be savoured, because Athens, unlike many other cities, has a soul, a beautiful soul that is available to all to come and enjoy. Because the Greeks have always been known for their generosity. They gave the light to the world and are proud of that achievement. As my Uncle George, my late Uncle George, always says, that the Greeks have given the world more than the world could ever hope to repay. But we did it with love. We didn't want to hold on to it, because the Greeks are known for being people with philotimo. Philotimo is the love of people, the love of sharing, the love of shared experiences, giving rather than taking. Because all that we have around us is God's creation. The Greeks understand that we're here for a moment, and tomorrow it'll be somebody else's turn. So what we're encouraged to do, whilst we have this time and this opportunity, is to enjoy it and to make the most of it while we can. So I encourage everybody to get to know, get to love, get to experience Athens and its surrounding suburbs, the Attica region of Greece, mainland Greece, where it's all at. And when it's all said and done, as I always say to my friends and people, if you can't experience the pure essence of Greece in Athens, if you can't be fulfilled in Athens, then chances are, no matter where you go in the world, no matter where you go in Greece, you can take all of the islands and put them together, and none of them will give you what Athens can give you. Because Athens has forever and a day been a special place, a place that has been a magnet for people throughout the world to come, to study, to work, to discover not only Greece, but through discovering Greece, they're also discovering their true selves. And it's no fluke that the Greek language and Greek thought was used to spread the word of God. My spiritual father always tells me, always reminds me, that there's never been a time in the history of Greece where Greeks have not been God-fearing, where Greeks have not been deeply religious. And when I look at the temples around Greece, around Athens, the Parthenon, the Acropolis, or the Temple of Poseidon here at Sunio, just up the road, one thing that I note and I notice is the thing that they have in common is that they're built on places which are elevated, but they also have access, unadulterated access to views like this: the sunrise, the sunset, the moonrise, the moonset, and Greece's clear, blue, starry skies. You know, the climate here in Greece is second to none. Whilst Greece is in Europe and in the Mediterranean, not all countries share these gifts of clear skies, of warm weather, of calm waters, of buoyant waters, of mountains, and villages, and a culture and a language and a way of thinking that has absolutely stood the test of time. There are many kings and queens, as I mentioned before. Many have tried to bring Greece to its knees, and none have failed, because Greece as a country, the Hellenes as a race, have a purpose and a mission, and that purpose and mission is to spread and to be a portal for knowledge, the arts, for love, for religion, and to spread that throughout the known world as it's happened. I was at the Acropolis the other day, just next to it there at Mars Hill, and I note that St. Paul, the Apostle, spent many years in Greece. I think he was here in Greece for about 3 years at least, where he spent time at Corinth. He actually even worked in Corinth as a tent maker, and he spread the word of God throughout the Greek world. And it comes as no coincidence that the New Testament was written in Greek and spread throughout the world in the Greek language, using Greek thought which makes it special. And for that reason, we need to protect it, maintain it, and keep it. Because through the Greek language, we have been able to learn about the Holy Trinity, about the works of Jesus, and the Acts of the Apostles, which were all written in Greek, preserved in Greek, and passed on in Greek. Whilst the New Testament has been translated into many languages, what we need to understand and to respect is that only the Greek language is the original language of these texts, and any other text is merely a translation, and all translations are open to distortion and to error. So next time you're in a Greek Orthodox church and you hear the Greek chanting and you hear the epistles or the gospel chanted in Greek, then you're listening to the language in which it was captured and it was passed to all the early Christians in the early church. So what else can we say? I can talk forever on this topic because it is something which is near and dear to all of our hearts. And it's only when you travel to Greece, it's only when you come to this magnificent country and you walk on this magnificent land that you get to understand and appreciate how honoured and what a privilege it is. A country, as I mentioned before, that has endured much hardship, but that hardship created a communal culture, a communal DNA that was able to leverage off its hardship, to learn and to grow from it, rather than to be damaged and destroyed by it. As you can see down there, you've got the early morning swimmers. What I love about Greece, and most people who have travelled here will be able to say it as well, is that it is a country where the older people tend to make the most of the summertime. All the people in the water down there are senior citizens, people who every morning will come for a swim and spend an hour or two in the water, treading water, chatting, talking to each other, exchanging information, and helping them and helping others get through life and serving both God and serving their neighbour. So once again, if you ever come to Greece, come to Athens and the suburbs around Athens. There are beaches everywhere. The daytime is long. You're getting value. The weather is consistent. The water temperature is sublime. The buoyancy, the ability to swim, the waters are calm. There are no sharks, there are no stingers, there's nothing to fear. You can become courageous here in Greece. And the last thing I want to say is that Greece brings out the youth, brings out the sexiness in each person. Just looking around and just seeing the beauty of this place and just wanting to get more and more of it is something which is absolutely key. And as you can see, we've got young and old making the most of this place. So enjoy it, make the most of it, and make Athens your base so that you can get to live the Athenian lifestyle and be like those of old. Yasas everybody, thank you for taking the time to listen to me today, and wishing everybody all the best. And until next time, live with passion. Yasas.